Hey there everybody, Johnny T here. And today we're going to replace the battery in this Ecclissi, if that's how you pronounce it, watch. This is a woman's watch. It's made out of sterling silver. This is I would call it a new old stock watch, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting watch. It's got some real gemstone. Well, I'm not gonna call it gemstones. It's like I guess it's a mineral. Is it pyrite? I believe is what this is called. So these watches, they sell okay. They're not worth a ton of money. I want to say they're worth maybe anywhere between 20 to 100, depending on the model. But this one in particular, it has this kind of I can't remember what this is. I don't think it is pyrite per se, but it is a mineral, and the links have these cabochons glued in. These are all different shapes too. You could tell that the one closest to the watch face is a square, and then you have a circle, and then another square. Really interesting kind of two-tone rose gold looking. We have some patina going on the silver. The way the extra links work on these are pretty interesting. So if you wanted to shorten the watch so that it'll fit a smaller wrist, all you have to do is remove those two clasps, and now we have a watch that is going to fit a smaller wrist. So that's really kind of clever, in my mind anyways. They say that the clasps are stainless steel. If I could ever get this on camera. Yeah, stainless steel clasps. But the watch itself, like everything else about it except for the case back, should be sterling silver. 925 is 925 parts out of 1,000 silver. So Ecclissi sterling silver. This is model 33775. It uses a SR 621 or 621 SW, stainless steel back, sterling silver case, Japanese quartz movement, moisture resistant. Still has the sticker on the back. So I think this is a pretty cool little watch, honestly, if I do say so myself. All of the bezels have all this texture. Looks like it's trying to mimic a kind of rope. Rope bezel, chain bezel, stuff like that. It's got like a little onion crown to set the time. Doesn't have a date. The watch does say sterling silver right on the face right there, which is kind of gimmicky, but it's not a bad looking watch in all things considered. So it's got some Roman numerals at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. It's just a three-hander. You got your seconds, minutes, and hours hand, and then baton indices in between. You have a textured, kind of like a scale texture in the center, and then you have kind of a sunburst where the indices are, and then we have more kind of rope chain texture where a chapter ring would usually be. So yeah, pretty cool little watch. Yeah, you can tell everything's glued in because there's no actual prongs or anything. but even there's also some discoloration. I'm not sure if that's from the glue. It might be, but silver does tarnish, so that's the thing. And we do have some tarnishing going on the side of the case back, so that's all normal for sterling silver to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the case back off. There is a tab. Oh, right there you can see there's a little bit of a protrusion coming out over here. Looks kind of like a flathead. We just want to get our tool under that, and it should pry off pretty easy. It's moisture resistant, which means there's not a lot of water resistance going on with this watch. So I would argue even washing your hands might be a little dicey. So all we want to do is get our tool underneath the tab, and I like to pry against the lug. I think I might. So if this were a more expensive watch, what I would do is I would get a piece of plastic. If I could find something, I will. Yeah, this will work. I think probably it's good enough. So what you want to do is get a piece of plastic. You want to put your tool, wrap your tool up in plastic, and then come in so you don't scratch anything. But yeah, we just want to get under the lip. I think I'm getting this on camera, am I not? Yeah, under the lip, and then whoop, pry. For some reason that's not working though. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna not use plastic because I think it's just too much thickness. There we go. Okay. So the extra plastic was actually not, so the thickness of the blade, it was just too thick to fit under the lip, so not using plastic in this instance. I could have used a razor as well. Another technique I see a lot of, well, I've used personally actually, is you get a razor and then you just wedge the razor in and then you tap it with a little hammer, and it'll loosen up and you can get it off that way as well. Didn't need to do that in this scenario though, so let's go ahead and get this case back off. And here is our movement. We have a VX51E, it looks like. It's an Epson. These are workhorse Japanese movements. They run forever. I rarely see these fail. Like I'll replace the battery in one of these movements that haven't been used in 3 decades or 4 decades even, and it'll run just fine. It's kind of crazy actually, because a lot of Swiss quartz watches won't even do that, or quartz movements. Okay, so we now have our battery, and I think I'm just going to pry it out over here. I'm going to use a dental pick because that's just what I'm used to. There's a lot of techniques to do this, but I just want to probably come in on the corner over here. Okay, maybe not. Come over here where the spring tension is and just gently pry it out like that. The back of this battery does have some corrosion, which is not ideal. So we'll see if this watch ends up running after it's replaced. I don't really see a lot of problems inside the movement though. That's good. Kind of want to reposition this plastic. There's a little plastic circle that's kind of gotten out of place a little. Just want to make sure that's still going to be fine where it's at. I think it is actually. Once I get the battery in, it'll kind of go back in place. So we've got our battery sizer. Let's see. This is going to be a 364. So pretty simple. Get my 364 out. I got a bunch of these. I just bought a bunch. Those are some blue dots. Try not to touch the battery. Don't want to get fingerprints on it. So the way I usually do this is I like to just grab my tweezers. Well, I don't even need them for this one. It's already pre-cut, but I'll usually just try and... Oh, wrong tweezers though. We don't want to use... Oh, well, for opening it up it's fine, but is this really the right size battery? Oh. Well, anyways, you want to get your plastic tweezers to actually install the battery. They're going to be a little slippery if you do decide to use these for installation, but I'm just going to try and get used to that, I guess. There are other ways to do this. I could even use metal tweezers as long as I don't touch the positive and negative together. Whoa. Yeah, this one's a little tricky. How the heck am I gonna do this? Well, the first thing I gotta do is actually get some of these batteries will come with like pieces of the packaging stuck to them, so what I'm going to do is just scrape that off with a cloth. I'm going to have to actually get some, because that could cause issues with continuity, so I'm going to actually get a glove on so I don't get fingerprints on the battery. And then I think I'm just going to get my other battery case back opener, and I'm just gonna get this stuff scraped off. Just so we don't have any continuity issues. And that's something to look out for if you buy these cheaper batteries. I don't know what it is, but the packaging they use isn't great. And so, like, I think the battery, there's like a chemical reaction with the packaging, and it gets stuck to the back of the battery. So, something to keep an eye out for. Okay, that's all cleaned up now. How the heck am I going to do this with just tweezers? Let's see. Okay, so I put this in like so. This is actually extremely tricky. Yeah. And I did it. Very nice. Okay, and this watch should be running because it was running earlier, so yep, it's ticking away. Beautiful. Cool. So that's how you replace the battery in an Ecclissi watch. I think pretty much all these watches use the same movement. Any Ecclissi, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, is going to use these Japanese workhorse movements, which is fantastic. Oh, also case back, the inside of the case back. Modern Brands, China, with a little code on there. It does have a little gasket on it. I mean, this says it's just moisture resistant, so I don't think it's really worth I'm going to blow the back out though, but I don't think it's worth putting grease on this because it's not like, it doesn't have any actual declared water resistance on the back, so I don't think anybody's going to be doing any kind of water related things with this watch. The gasket feels fine, it looks fine. I'm going to leave it as it is, I think, without putting any additional grease on it. And I'm just going to install the case back. Now, you could just use your fingers and press it back in, but because this is a sterling silver case back, or sterling silver case, sterling's very soft and you could deform it quite easily. So I'm just going to actually use I'm going to actually use a case press for this one because I don't want to hurt the watch. And you could use whatever case press makes sense for you, but the one I like to use is this one. Camera's probably not picking that up, that's fine. So basically, you put one of your press sizes in on the base, and then you put one in on top, and then you just screw it down, and it'll install the case back easily. So, and you usually, what you really want to do, the important part is to make sure you find the right sizes, because you don't want to damage your crystal and you don't want to damage your case back. So for the watch bezel, this one's not going to work. Let's try this one out. I'll probably move this up a little bit. If it'll let me. It's going to sag, isn't it? Yep, of course it is. This one's too wide. Okay, so this sits perfect. So you want the inside of this to hit the bezel of the watch and not hit the crystal, because if you put additional pressure on the crystal, you could crack it. So this is going to be for the bottom part, and then we need one for the case back. So probably a size smaller, even. Probably maybe this one, perhaps. There we go. That's what you want. You want a nice, even fit. That's pretty much the size of the case back. So that would be 28 millimeters for the case back on this particular watch. And then the bottom is 31 millimeters. So I can't really move my camera to get this on camera, unfortunately. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, everybody. Maybe I could lift this up a bit. But yeah, so what we want to do is grab our tool that gets, oh wait, is this, am I doing this part wrong? Yeah, sorry, it's the it's the other way. We want the smaller diameter one for this case back. So you just want to kind of twist that on, and then this goes up inside here, and now we are ready to press our case back on. So with the watch, I'm going to clean this out one more time. So with the watch face facing down, I'm going to carefully install it between these two plastic pressing devices. Pressing discs is what they might be called. And then we're just going to come down. Using my fingers, I'm going to just keep everything aligned as well as I can, because yeah, we just want to make sure everything has even pressure. And we're good. Nice. Went on just fine. So very well. So that pressed on fine. I didn't run into any problems. We could see that the fit is even, the pressed on, which is the way it's supposed to. Because this is sterling silver, like it just went on perfectly fine, didn't give me any problems. So, and we're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this back together now, get all these extra links on. I'm gonna probably get one of these cloths and just wipe the whole watch down, because I've been getting my fingerprints on it. But I'll also have to time it, or not time it, because I know this watch keeps good time. I've had this watch for a while. Just set the time to the accurate time for here anyways. That way I just know that it's keeping time, I guess. Let's get dimensions and then call it a video, because we're going on 22 minutes here. So we have, oh, my calipers don't want to work right now. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. So for this particular watch, we have a 28.5 millimeter case size. The lug to lug is about 33.7 millimeters. The lug width is 8 millimeters, and then the thickness 6.5 millimeters. So it's a woman's watch. For somebody who likes kind of the rose gold look and doesn't want to obviously buy rose gold, and who also likes whatever mineral that is, like, it really does do a pretty good job sparkling. Like, it's quite sparkly. This is a pretty neat little watch, actually, all things considered. I can see why somebody would want to wear it. It is sterling silver, which is a precious metal. It's got these minerals in it, cabochon. Yeah. And then, of course, like, this is the easiest system for adjusting the bracelet size that you can get. Like, it doesn't get any easier than that. So, cool. Well, thanks so much for watching. If this was interesting to you, please feel free to like and subscribe. Whoop, none of this is on camera, is it? I'm just double checking, making sure this is working the way it's supposed to. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. This watch looks like it's good to go. I'm going to clean it up and get it back in its box, running at the right time. Alright, thanks. Take care.